In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station. WLMR DB Radio.
Everyone, guess what? We have a fantastic guest on the Sir Charles Show today. This is Miss Show You Right, Nadine. And Mr. Sir Charles is at another event today. He's not going to be able to be on the show with us today. I am filling in for him as his co-host. Hopefully he will get a chance to drop in. But again, you're on the Sir Charles Show that airs 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, we have a fantastic guest, Mrs. Dr. Adoma, really Diane Daniels Adoma. And I'd just like to say that I've known her for several years out in the community. And it's a pleasure of you being there on the Sir Charles Show today, Dr. Adoma. And we'd like to just say, be practical as well as just get to know a little bit about Dr. Adoma. If you don't mind introducing yourself and just letting the world know and some of your fans and constituents out there know a little bit about what Dr. Adoma does.
Well, Nadine, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show today. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to have a brief conversation with you and talk a little bit about some of the things that I would like to do for the community of Stonecrest or for the state of Georgia. A little bit about me, as you know, I am a business owner. I do own a consulting firm, and I have been an advocate in this community for the past 10 years. I am a former councilwoman, a former vice mayor, the mayor pro tem for the city of Stonecrest. And Nadine, I think you pretty much know what I stand for: accountability, good government, and building our own Black communities and building them in a way so that all of us can have a high quality of life.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I appreciate you definitely letting our audience know, some of the things that you've done and what you stand for. I know, of course, you've let us know, excuse me, you've let us know that you will be running for the open seat of the mayor of Stonecrest since the previous mayor has resigned. So I know you had mentioned definitely, what you stand for, and I know that everything is at the beginning, and we appreciate you being on the show. So you can let anyone who listens, especially those in Stonecrest, some of the things that you're looking forward to doing. So if you don't mind sharing that with our audience, we appreciate that.
Well, thank you again for this opportunity. And yes, I have filed a declaration of intent to run for the mayor of Stonecrest. We do not have a date yet. We're waiting for the city of Stonecrest to actually set a date for the special election. It could possibly be as soon as 60 days, or it could be a little longer. But nonetheless, I have filed a declaration of intent, and so we are raising money and preparing to run for the mayor of Stonecrest. Okay. And what I'd like to be the mayor of Stonecrest is because if anyone knows anything about our city, we definitely need leadership that makes a difference, leadership that is accountable, leadership that is transparency, and leadership that believes in improving the quality of the lives of the people in our community. Now, Nadine, I don't know if you know this, but Stonecrest is about 98 to 99% Black. And as a result of that, we need to be setting an example for what a great Black city can look like. Give an example of when we have opportunities to grow our community, to make the lives of seniors and our young people better, then we have to take the initiative and we have to take the lead. We can't wait on other organizations to come in here and build our communities. We have to start building our community as communities, and we have to bring in key strategic partners who have like values and shared traditions and values that we want in the city of Stonecrest.
Okay, great. And I know with, definitely, like you're saying, you're just beginning to put everything together, and that's good, letting the constituents know and our audience know, hey, what you're looking at doing for the improvements. And I do understand there have been a couple of additions out there in Stonecrest, like is it the aquarium or the zoo and the Black Wall Street? Do you know anything about those additions out in Stonecrest?
Well, I've heard quite a bit about the new Black Wall Street. I am still evaluating that, so really don't have an opinion on it. I think it's in the initial stages right now. I've heard some comments from people who, have either gotten space there or looking to do something there. So I am hoping that what Black Wall Street will be like is what it's supposed to be like. Because if we know our history, if you go back and look at what it was, what was Black Wall Street, your history, then it was a booming time, shops and, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if that's what Black Wall Street is going to be, then so be it. But what I can tell you is that if I'm elected the next mayor, I'm going to make sure that we build the city of Stonecrest, that we bring in quality businesses. We bring in the type of shops and restaurants that the people here want. Nadine, when I get ready to go to a nice restaurant with white linen, tablecloths, and good quality food, I usually, unless I want to eat at the same restaurant every time, I have to leave Stonecrest. I have to leave Stonecrest to do quality shopping oftentimes. We have a tax base in Stonecrest that has met the criteria for us to have the type of shops and restaurants and businesses that we want. But we have to have a leader who understands the process to building this community.
Okay, and that's what you're proposing to do as far as bringing in, I heard you mention about restaurants, more, upscale restaurants where we won't have to leave out of the community.
Absolutely. I've got people who I am chatting with now who are very excited, and they're like, hey, I want to help you with your campaign. This is the type of business that I want to bring into Stonecrest. You got to remember, I am a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur, and as entrepreneurs, we have this vast opportunity to pull all our businesses together and to bring everybody to the table. One of the biggest things that I have a concern about is that a lot of times, a lot of people who are talented in the community and people who are knowledgeable and have certain skills and trades, we leave them out of the planning and the building process. The first thing I would do if I was elected mayor is I'm going to give everybody a seat at the table. Everybody. Well, I don't have to like you to give you a seat at the table. If you bring a particular skill set and a talent, if you're a business owner and you want to do something great, you got to put these minds all in the room and let them know there's enough space for all of us to eat at the table. But I can tell you, until we learn how to pull together coalitions, task force, think tanks, and bring people together so that we can tap into all the different talents right here in Stonecrest, and then we can see what it is that we don't have, right? And when we find out what we don't have, then my job would be to go out and invite and bring those people in to sit at the table, and they can help us develop the type of city that we want to build and the type of city that all of us would be proud to live in. When I drive home and get off the exit, I want to see a beautiful landscape exit right there, off of Evans Mill and I-20. Take that area down there, rebuild it, the dilapidated buildings and things. We have to start somewhere. And, all it takes is one good project that the people want, and we can build from there. And let me add, do you know that people come from all over the world to walk Arabia Mountain trails? Because it's beautiful. And we don't even try to sell them a bottle of water. We can have, different districts that would focus on health, a health and healing district. Oh my God, there's so many different things we can do in Stonecrest. Well, we have to have the right leadership for these things to begin.
Right. And definitely appreciate envisioning what you're saying as you speak. If you don't mind, because we're talking about the city of Stonecrest, let our audience know exactly where Stonecrest sits in the metro Atlanta area. I know it's in DeKalb County, but if you'd like to.
Yes. You guys, the city of Stonecrest used formerly known as the unincorporated Lithonia. So Stonecrest now is about 16 miles east of Atlanta, and we sit right off of. You can exit off on Panoma Road to get here, or Evans Mill to get into the city of Stonecrest.
Oh, okay. As well as I know the city of Lithonia is sort of like adjacent to the city, so you could be able to get into Stonecrest coming from Lithonia as well. I've been out there. I'm kind of familiar with the area, but I definitely want you to share so our listening audience can kind of envision where city of Stonecrest sits. And it's going, of course, I-20 east toward Conyers, right before Conyers. And I remember when they first started building the mall out there. I was just going to ask, now that I mentioned about the mall, and of course, if you elected the mayor, there were some hotels, sites that was right there at the mall. Do you have any thoughts or plans or what you're looking at doing in reference to the mall additions, or especially with the hotels, because right out there is not a lot of places where, say, travelers can get off the exit and, be able to get accommodation for hotels and stuff.
Well, that's a good question. And actually, I've had opportunities, and I have sat down in the past with the owners of those hotels over there. That's a vast opportunity for us. And before I would even say what I want to do, I do know that what I'd like to do is to be able to have a booming, like a downtown district for Stonecrest, right? And in order to do that, again, Nadine, I continue to go back to how important it is to be able to bring the business community together and have them have a voice, have them have, some input and some feedback into what they want to see. Think about if you just talk to those hotel owners and say, hey, we want to help you. What is it that we can help you with? Can we look at maybe some tourism? Can we look at, how do we maybe host special events that would make sure that every room in these hotels is always packed or booked? But they know their business better than us, right? So in order to help them, we have to bring them to the table. We have to find out what they want. And then there's a lot of different ways for us to partner to help each other. Because we need those hotels. We don't want them to leave.
Right. And it seems like it's definitely a growing and promising city out there at Stonecrest. Thanks for definitely giving us some of your vision of what you're looking at doing in the city of Stonecrest. Definitely if elected. as mayor out there. And what we'll do right now is take a station break, and we'll be right back. Just a quick reminder, you are on Sir Charles Show with co-host Miss Show You Right Nadine, and we'll be right back momentarily.
I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody worried. Ain't no smiling faces. No, no, lying to the races. Help me. Come on, come on. Somebody help me now. I'll take you there. Help me, y'all. I'll take you there. Help me now. I'll take you there. Oh, I'll take you there. Oh, oh, mercy. I'll take you there. Oh, let me take you there. I'll take you there. Oh, let me take you there. Mary, play your piano now. All right. Do it. Come on now. Play on it. Play on it. Me daddy now. Daddy, daddy, daddy. All right now, baby, little lady, easy here, help me out. Come on, little lady. All right. Doing something so. I know a place, y'all. I'll take you there. Ain't nobody crying. I'll take you there. Ain't nobody worried. I'll take you there. No
Okay.
Again, thank you all for always tuning in to the Sir Charles Show. Of course, Sir Charles is not on the show at this moment. Hopefully, he'll be able to tune in with us today. He's at another engagement. But you have Miss Show You Right, Nadine, and our guest, Dr. Diane Adoma. We're having a discussion and just information in reference to actually the life of Mrs. Diane Adoma, Dr. Diane Adoma. I apologize. And of course, we was just talking before we took a station break on future plans and what she's looking at doing. She is definitely already have set the stage to run for the mayor of Stonecrest, city of Stonecrest, and it's of course on the east side of DeKalb County. That is due to the former mayor resigning, and she was just giving us a little overview of some of the things that she's looking at doing. And definitely, again, we appreciate you coming on the Sir Charles Show, Mrs. Dr. Adoma. And if is it anything else you'd like to share before we kind of switch gears here? Of course, we can always talk about your plans or what you're looking at doing, but I like for our audience to know some of the other fantastic things that you've done in the entire community in DeKalb County.
Sure. Absolutely, Nadine. I've done a lot of work with small business owners, particularly the single member LLC entrepreneurs, helping them to get, their business infrastructure. There's no perfect business. All businesses have had challenges, no matter how small you are, but no one's going to disagree that the smaller businesses actually have more issues than the bigger ones, especially the African-American businesses. And I think if there was anything that we've learned, it is that during the pandemic, that's when a lot of the problems that have been laying dormant that we kind of knew about, but during the pandemic, they really kind of rose from the dead, so to speak, because a lot of businesses didn't realize that, hey, there are certain things that need to be in place when you're applying for federal funding. And so some of them were able to get those things in place and others were not. Kind of a sad situation. So one of the things that I've been able to do is to help these small businesses get the proper infrastructure, whether they are for-profit or nonprofit, help them get their infrastructure in place. A lot of them were not aware that they needed to be registered in SAM.gov, or the government's database, in order to apply for certain types of federal funding. A lot of them had no idea that, having certain government credentials and certifications could make a difference in some of the funding they were applying for. So one of the things I've been doing here that I really am proud of is being able to help some of those businesses, coach them through that process.
Oh, great. That's and I know that you've always we was just talking off the air, how involved you are, with the community and in reference to any of your per se businesses. I know you help the small businesses, help establish their business much more. But any other things that you've done, like professionally? And I know you're saying, I can't remember, if I'm not mistaken, you had an insurance company at one time.
Oh, you're talking my ex-husband and I.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is where you may be going. We when we moved back from California, but I am a Georgia peach, born in Bainbridge, Georgia. So, but we lived in California for about 10 years, and it got tired of working corporate jobs. So we decided we would acquire a string of H&R Block franchises, all located in Rockdale County. And at that time, I found out that we were, at that particular time, the only African American owned franchisee in the southeastern United States. And so I was advocating to let some of the business people know that when you think of franchising, you don't have to always think of like the food chains, right? Like McDonald's and Subways. Yeah, those are great. But a lot of Blacks did not know that, hey, that you can be a franchise owner of, H&R Block tax business.
Okay. I had my company wrong, but I knew it was still there helping people to, make sure their papers in order. Yes, and that's good. Let me just ask, what are some of the things that Dr. Adoma like doing for fun or, leisure out the road, being at a, such a busy day? What does Dr. Adoma love doing?
Well, I do love spending time with my grandbabies, but they're growing up now. But one of my favorite things to do, I love to cook, Nadine. I love cooking. Oh my God. And look, I like cooking and eating my own food too.
Hey.
If nothing, to come home from an event, throw an apron on over a cocktail dress and grill some fish, fresh veggies. And oh my God, sounds love cooking. I really love, and I like to dance, and I love reading. And biggest thing I like doing is long walks or, exercising, walking the beach. Those are some of my favorites. And of course, the opera. Oh my God, I love the opera.
Yes, that right there, I like too. I haven't gone to classical music, events. I guess ever since the last 2 years, and even a little before that, those type of theatrical events are so like relaxing, get your mind to thinking and stuff, and that's a good thing. Opera. I'm trying to think what was here recently that was in the Atlanta area. Was it during the Christmas? Not Shanghai, but it comes here every year, and they say it's spectacular. And I was like, I wanted to go, but I guess the time got away with me. But that's good. And I hear that you're saying, is there anything else you'd like to do for leisure?
I love writing. I write in my journal every single day for like the last maybe 16 years, even if it's just one sentence. So I write about all of my emotions for that day. If I was happy, sad, embarrassed, humiliated, angry, whatever, and then when I write, Nadine, it's like therapeutic. Then I'm like, I read it maybe a month later and I'm like, oh, how crazy that was, but that's how.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I know in school, they mention about journaling, and that's something a lot of people don't even take time out to do, which you said the magic word is very therapeutic, for even if you're not even seeking that. So, I was wanting to ask the question, what do you think is the best time? I know it has to be up to the individual, but for me, if I'm gonna journal, I like to do it before falling asleep because you get up out the bed, with the tasks to be done, so you don't have time. But I guess if you go to bed early enough and get up early in the morning before everything start moving, you'll be able to do it. But what's your favorite time to journal?
That's a real good question, and thank you for asking me that. I like journaling early in the morning or late at night, but sometimes during the middle of the day, I might be having just a real good day or a bad day, or something significant might happen. And, if I'm just sitting somewhere in the doctor's office waiting to be seen, like today I had a eye appointment, it's my annual eye exam. And when I was sitting, some things went through my mind, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to pull out my little journal and write it. So, but if I'm just going to, plan to write, I like to do it early morning. But, my morning ritual, Nadine, is I pray first. I pray when I wake up. I pray when I go to bed. Some nights I go to sleep praying, and I ask God for forgiveness, but I just get intense. And then I do a minute or two of meditation. And my meditation is just thinking about what it is that I'm praying for and how can I act in harmony with that prayer. And then, of course, I like to figure out what can I say, what can I send to somebody, like an email or a text, just a random kind act, and do it in writing or over social media.
Oh, okay. All righty. Because I find that a lot of people are getting into the me time, the relaxation time, and the time of just reflecting because of, like you're saying, basically what's been going on, in the United States, in our world and stuff, and finding that everybody have had to change. And even though to some change is not easy because they want things to stay the same, and hey, like they say, as the world turns, things are going to change. So that's I'm glad you mentioned that, and we got spent off on that conversation. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, I just want the audience to know how important it is for you to get involved in your community. Civic engagement, being involved in the community, it's been said it's the rent you pay to live on this earth. So getting involved in something, pick your battles wisely, figure out what it is that you're willing to go to bat for, and get engaged in that, and there are two things there are two demographics in our community that we should pay close attention to, Nadine, and that is our elderly people and our young people, because they are considered, both of those demographics are really, during this pandemic, have really struggled bad. The little kids want to go out and play, and because of health ramifications, we have to wear our masks so that we're safe. And the elderly people who are near the end of their natural lives, it's hard on them to spend their last years or their last moments, being away from their family. And so we need to give special attention to those populations and make sure that we show them some real love and let them know that we care.
Thank you so much for that. That is so true, because it's one end, from the baby side and children's side, and then the other spectrum of the seniors and persons who've walked that journey and got to where they are. We need both ends. It's definitely in the middle as well. I know that, family, and I'm quite sure you can remember the times when growing up, the family was so close knitted. And I think we're getting back into that realm. That's one of the things I always try and push for is we know that everybody's not going to get along, but at least our younger generation knowing something about the family history. And this segue into just if you'd like to let people know, like you mentioned, you were born and raised in Bainbridge. And how was it, living in Bainbridge?
Yeah, Bainbridge was my younger years when I was real small. So I don't have a lot of deep memories other than, the memories of some of the streets where we played. And
oh, okay.
But I was born there, Nadine, but it wasn't like I grew up there. Is that making sense?
Yes, do understand. So that's what I was thinking if you had, but so most of your growing up life was what, in California or other states or in Georgia, other areas of Georgia?
Yeah, other areas of Georgia. And then, I come from a family of military people. We had like 250 plus combined years with every branch of the service represented. And I'm talking from brothers and cousins and nephews and nieces, all military. And when you combine all those years, we have definitely paid our dues, and no one can say we're not patriotic.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Do understand that. Well, when we come back, because we're going to take a little station break here, and before having to close, we'll dive into some other information. But for those that are on and listening to the Sir Charles Show, our guest is Dr. Diane Adoma, and she will be running for the mayor of City of Stonecrest, out on the eastern side of DeKalb County going toward Conyers. And it's been a pleasure, definitely, with her. We'll take a station break and we'll be right back.
Do you want top-notch entertainment or Broadway plays for your event or establishment? Then see you need to hook up with Newham Carter Broadway Plays Promoters, LLC. Give them a call today at 470-776-0863. Your clients will be running back to your establishment when they see your next event is produced by Newham Carter Broadway Plays Promoters, LLC.
You all have been on the Sir Charles Show via WLMR-DB Radio, and our guest that's in the audience with us in the studio is Dr. Diane Adoma, who have put her hat in the ring to run for City of Stonecrest mayor. And of course, that's coming up. We, talked about that. Dr. Adoma, if you'd like to expand even more on your vision or what you're looking at doing, and your reasoning for running for mayor. I know you shared a little bit earlier, but, the personal side of it. Did God, give you the vision to do it, or... I know he's always in there somewhere.
Girl, he is. I can't even imagine a life without being able to pray to God and to be, a spiritual person. Yes, you're right. God is in the mix. And actually, I pray every night and I ask God to lead me, and to guide me and to watch my steps.
Right.
And one of the that when I wake up in the mornings, I realize that this is my calling. This is my calling, is to be able to help the people create and build a city where we all feel safe, a city where we all have amenities, a city where our children can thrive, a city that is creating high-paying jobs, a city that's bringing all the citizens in Stonecrest together to talk about our shared vision. And I think we all have one big vision, and that is to make Stonecrest be the best city it can be so that we can have a high quality of life. Why do I have to go to Buckhead? Why do I have to go to Gwinnett? Why do I have to go, to Alpharetta or Marietta? Those are the things that, why do I have to go there for everything that I really need when I have a great city here? We just need to develop it. And that is what Black Wall Street was about. Right. It was about Black businesses thriving. It was about that they had a culture of helping each other thrive. But you can't get that, Nadine, if you leave people out of the equation. So you can't just bring the people you like to the table to help solve the problems. You have to bring all the people together. Stonecrest is 99% Black, 99% Democrat. There's no reason why we can't solve our problems, Nadine. There's no reason.
Oh, okay. And roughly, do you know right offhand how many constituents live in the city of Stonecrest, the population?
I'm so happy you asked that because I didn't think about that. Stonecrest is the largest city in DeKalb County. DeKalb has 13 cities. Stonecrest is the largest city. So here we are. The largest city in DeKalb County is an all-Black city with lots of talent in it. We should be trailblazers. We should be navigating a path that all of our young people would be proud to say, I live in Stonecrest.
Wow, I didn't realize that was the largest.
Yeah, we got 58. I believe it's either, don't quote me on it, but it's somewhere because it may have changed over the last 3 years. But when we started out as a city, we had 53,000. And that was the largest city in DeKalb.
Oh, okay. I never thought about it because I'm always looking from the perspective of the entire county. So that's news to know about, and that's a lot of quite a few people that live in Stonecrest, city of Stonecrest. That is interesting, definitely. So I know just for our audience, this is a city that has been enacted, like you say previously, was named, is it Lithonia City? Not City, but Lithonia.
Unincorporated Lithonia.
Lithonia, right, okay. And carved out city of Stonecrest. You all, having your own water system, police department, and so forth. It's always the questions that are asked when one, is having a city starting up on its own. And of course, I'm quite sure they've had help with the unincorporated DeKalb. But if you can touch on that a little bit to let people know who's listening right now.
Yes, I think what you want me to do is clarify, where the city is, the difference in the two cities, it's really three. We have the city of Stonecrest. Mm-hmm. We have, and Stonecrest borders the city of Lithonia. Stonecrest used to be unincorporated Lithonia, which was part of the county, so to speak. We were not a city. We were not our own municipality.
Okay.
And then, I think that's what you're asking, Nadine.
That, as well as, do you have your own police, fire, and water, those systems that, a city take on themselves, or you still, the city of Stonecrest is still under the unincorporated DeKalb with those areas?
Very, very, very good question. And this is probably something that most people don't know. Mm-hmm. So I apologize didn't understand your first question.
Oh, that's
but
okay.
now, so when it comes to water, fire, police, waste management, Stonecrest have what they call an IGA with the county. That's called an intergovernmental agreement. So we have an agreement with the county for them to, continue to provide those services to the city of Stonecrest.
Okay.
Some of those IGAs are 20, 30 years out in the future, but we do have some type of, authority to chat with them and get with them to modify those IGAs if they are not functioning properly. And that's one of the things that I'd like to do if I'm elected the next mayor of Stonecrest.
Yes, okay, keep up with that. And for those who are listening, if they don't understand IGA, what does IGA stand for?
Okay, intergovernmental agreement.
Right.
It's an agreement that a municipality would have with the county, or it could be with other cities and other counties. But in this particular case, for Stonecrest, it's an agreement with DeKalb County for them to continue to provide those services.
Great. And the reason why that came to mind is because, again, our listening audience, a lot of people don't know what all it takes to, run a city. And you're running for mayor to be overseeing, all the operations of the city and its betterment for the whole community. I thought about that, and a lot of people don't understand how it works. So that was one of the reasons why I definitely wanted us to just touch on that for a minute, because, and of course, there are, I know, meetings that goes on, when, say, you're definitely elected. I know they have meetings going on right now where the constituents or anyone in the community can attend. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up because that's, one of the things that just being out in the community and being assertive myself and wanted to know information like that, I got out to learn about what was going on, So, and this is a space right now where people would be able to, like I always suggest, especially when I'm talking about voter education, voter registration, I always get to know who your elected officials are in your district, whether it's your county commissioner, councilman, or state rep, or, your senator, your congressman, all the way up to the president. And I always kind of, mention it to people because it's so important to know, like they always say, what's going on in your backyard, knowing your elected officials. So if you need something done or just having a question be asked or just to see, what they're looking at doing, hey, you would know who represent you. So, and I know pretty much our conversation was mainly, talking about, what you're looking at doing, definitely running for mayor of City of Stonecrest, and, hey, going forth with that. I was just going to ask, and look like we're coming to a close. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience before we close out today, Dr. Adoma?
Well, thank you, Nadine. I'd just like for the audience to know, again, how important it is for you to be engaged. Again, I can't say that too much. Be engaged in your community. If you're not registered to vote, get out and register to vote. If you're already registered to vote, help get someone else registered to vote. The other thing is if you see trash on the ground in your community, if you have the opportunity to pick it up, and just take care of our surroundings, our community, and look out for one another. We got to go back to the basics of the Big Mama days, where every child ate at Big Mama's table. No child went without. It didn't matter.
Right.
That we have to reflect back on the days when we had our strong communities.
Exactly. And I think I'm seeing it moving toward that because, but a lot of times, we do have the neighbors that, based on probably where they grew up, that they didn't have that. But down south, where we are, we definitely had that kind of community. And with that, Dr. Adoma, would you like to leave any of your information if people would like to get in contact with you, if they'd like to volunteer, for your candidacy?
Sure. Thank you again, Nadine. I can't say how much I appreciate this opportunity today. And if there's anyone out there listening, and if you like what I've said, if you like what I stand for and what I would like for us to do, it is going to be us building a community. You can contact me by email at dianeformayor@yahoo.com. That's DianeFormayor@yahoo.com. Or you can call 470-223-6039 and leave a message, or either you can text to that number and let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you'd like to volunteer. And if you'd like to donate, just go to raisethemoney.com, put in my name, Diane for Mayor, and you'll be able to donate, or you can donate through Zelle, and you can use the email, Diane for Mayor. You can also cash out the $, elect Diane. That's the easiest one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Declaration of intent, Nadine, we can legally raise funds to run for this seat.
Oh, okay. That's great. Well, Dr. Adoma, thank you so much for being on the Surcharge Show today. Really, definitely enjoyed hearing what's your plan, hearing some of the things you like to do personally, as well as just sharing your vision. And all in all, I was just hearing it's community and it's all inclusive. It's very important to get others' opinions as well as their thoughts. Everybody is included. And with that, again, thank you for being on the Sir Charles Show. It will air 10 a.m. on the 19th, which is tomorrow. But the Sir Charles Show runs 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. And you might hear this, of course, this show again later on this week. And with that, you all have a great evening and take care.
Yeah. Oh. If you cause me stress, that's a red flag. Had some issues with my health, had to check that. My mind left trying to get my head back. Michael Jackson said it best when he said that you were not alone. When the times I wanna cry, when I thought I was gonna die, yeah, you were not alone. God, you been my ride or die, yeah. You've been right there by my side, yeah. You were not alone. Man, I've been facing real deal problems. Spent a lot of time trying to resolve them. The pain hit like a shot from a revolver. So God, I thought this was the best time to call you. Can you help me out? Please, Lord, can you help me out? Yeah. I need you today. Can you bail me out? Please tell me now. Gotta get myself in the place to pray. Cause you keep saying exercise your faith and wait. But it's hard, Lord. My baby mama wildin', bruh. Hear my heart, Lord. And these bills keep piling up. And I've been feeling so isolated. If you have some advice to relay, please give it to me right away. Cause I'm agitated, tired of waiting. If you cause me stress, that's a red flag. Had some issues with my health, had to check that. My mind left trying to get my head back. Michael Jackson said it best when he said that you were not alone. When the times I wanna cry, when I thought I was gonna die, yeah. You were not alone. God, you've been my ride or die, yeah. You've been right there by my side, yeah. You were not alone. I had to disconnect from a lot of folks, cause they was flowing, didn't seem too respectable. Disrespect is something that'll make me let you go. No flex in my heart was on Eskimo. But I'm healed now. Praise God for the things that he revealed now. No longer is my feelings concealed now. Cause through the years and the tears you were still down. You're still down. Despite if I was right or if I'm wrong, I'm just trying to give my life through this song. Many nights I had to write in a storm. To be precise, it's been a fight since I was born. And I've been feeling so isolated. If you have some advice to relay, please give it to me right away. Cause I'm agitated, tired of waiting. If you cause me stress, that's a red flag. Had some issues with my health, had to check that. My mind left trying to get my head back. Michael Jackson said it best when he said that you were not alone. When the times I wanna cry, when I thought I was gonna die, yeah. You were not alone. God, you've been my ride or die, yeah. You've been right there by my side, yeah. You were not alone. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
WLMR DB Radio.